Hi, I'm Brian Germain, and this is Casual Chat, where we sort of focus on the emotional experience of being afraid and work towards the expansion beyond it. Of course, we're not going to be without fear, where we're talking about extreme sports, adventure, driving on ice, that kind of physical risk. We're also talking about things that are of a more conceptual nature, if you will. And of course, a lot of people are freaked out about politics right now. And as I have realized in adventure sports as well, it doesn't make any sense for me to say you're safe or it's going to be okay, because none of us know the outcome, but we do know that if we change the way that we feel and we change the way that we're thinking and we change the way that we're acting, we can change the outcome. So therefore, addressing our emotional experience directly is pivotal. And of course, understanding the situation is also pivotal, regardless of what we're talking about. These concepts generalize, but let's get specific here. So if you're going to jump out of an airplane, you need to know your parachute. You need to know the airplane. You need to know the conditions. You need to know how to use the equipment and all the tools at your disposal to create safety. And so, given that, when we look at matters of politics that could be affecting your health insurance, your ability to stay in a country, your ability to feel your voice, and let your morals be carried out in the world beyond just what you can directly relate to, I think it's important to recognize that there are certain things that are within your control, certain things that are not. And that's a big one, because of course if you can't control it, how do you control the way you feel about it? And that can set up an external locus of control, which is not a healthy thing if you want to be happy and you want to feel powerful. So what do we do about those things? If you can't see, for instance, the back of your parachute, well, maybe you can get a friend to help you look at the condition of your equipment before you jump out of the airplane. So we have friends resources. We've got lots of things outside of ourselves to create a higher level of safety. And so if we consider that there are certain things that our friends and our resources can add to the situation to create a more sort of healthy environment for ourselves and for others, then you still will reach this point after you've realized, okay, I've done everything that I can do. I've done everything that I can think of in terms of inviting in other people to help me. Then what? What if I still feel freaked out? What if I still feel worried? Well, with some things, it's go or no go, right? You can get into that airplane with your parachute on and listen to your gut, that sensation in your body that says, I still don't feel good. I don't just feel a little nervous. I feel bad. Don't jump. And stay on the ground or stay in the airplane, bail out your hook turn, whatever it takes to reduce your risk level to get out of the danger. But with some things, that idea won't apply. When you're looking at political issues in particular, and economic issues, and matters of your own finances, things can get terrifying. And so, if I can't say it's going to be all right, trust the universe will take care of you. Okay, that may or may not be true for you, depending on your resistance level and how much you're affecting things and doing things that are undermining what you actually want. So, then how do you calm down? When you can't change it, when you can't increase the safety level beyond what there is right now, how do you change how you feel? And this comes down to stress management. And stress management is not just about breathing bigger and slower. That's the beginning, right? The inhale, full, slow, let it out, let it out, let it out. Relax your muscles as you do, right? That's a big first step, and it's an essential first step in my opinion, in my experience. But beyond that, so then what? What do I do? I've slowed down my breathing. Maybe I took 5 or 10 minutes to really focus on my breathing, to relax my muscles. What if I still feel agitated? What if I still feel that angst, that spinning wheel of worry? Well, in some cases, I find personally that stretching my body, stretching my muscles, is really, really helpful. To stretch my legs on a walk, to bend over and reach towards my toes in the ground and stretch that way, to do a more organized yoga stretching program. Right, that's what I do. Is an interesting process because it's calming the body through this action that is undoing what the stress has done to you. Right? Where do you feel the stress? Maybe here in your neck and your shoulders? Yeah, yeah, probably. Maybe you got a headache. Maybe your shoulders feel bunched up like that. So do the opposite of those things. So you de-stress the body by stretching. You use the body in a positive way, the way it was meant to be. Maybe you sit at a computer all day long like this, hunched over and doing things that the human body really wasn't constructed to do. So maybe you should go and do the things that is natural to your body, that are natural to your physiology. You take a walk, you go climb on some rocks, maybe you go run and play and have some fun. Maybe you make some music. Maybe you just play music if you don't know how to play an instrument. Maybe you just sing a silly song. Maybe you sing a beautiful song. Maybe you play with children. Maybe you begin to reacquire your connection to your real self. The true self is basically happy. We're born that way. That's who we really are. And so all of this stuff that we're seeing and feeling was created afterwards. And to recognize that the mind is the source of how we feel, not the outside world. Because, of course, you can interpret your world in different ways. And if you interpret your world in a way that creates stress and a feeling of helplessness, of powerlessness, of reasons to get really, really, really angry, all of these things might feel valid to you, but the truth is that it is your mind that's making you feel that way. And if you can't take it anymore, if that emotion is undermining your intention to create change, to create movement even, to get out of bed. I know many of you are depressed. You're overwhelmed. So you got to change how you feel. And that's easy to say, but if you can't get out of bed, where are you going to move from there? Well, put your shoes on, Sit up in bed, say thank you to the things that are good in your life, the simple things. I have shoes. Start there, I have feet to put them in. Not everybody does. You have sunshine, right? You don't have to do anything to earn sunshine. Go out and bask in it. And as you feel the warmth of the sunshine on your face, smile. Smiling is huge power. It is not just the consequence of thinking a happy thought. It creates happy thoughts. And happy thoughts, when we consider where they lead, the mood that it leads to, the constructive cosmology within your mind, it changes where you're going. A feeling of glad to be alive. You start where you are and you work your way up little by little, and you need, of course, to begin with a sense of self-awareness. And self-awareness is not as easy as it sounds. We believe that our thoughts are what we are. We believe that our thoughts are real. And they may be around a topic that has validity, but the thoughts about the topic are always one step away from reality. And so if we can spend the time, invest the time to sit and breathe and clear the mind of everything. And when it comes back, we don't get it self-aggressive. We clear the mind and we notice, oh, there's another new thought. Thank you for sharing. Thinking. Just label it, thinking, and let it go. And return to noticing the breath. If you do this every single day, First thing in the morning, try that one on. Before you go to bed, change your dreams, right? Whenever you feel stress, you disengage from the world, you walk away, you go to a quiet place and you sit on your bottom and you clear your head. You take a walk where all you're doing is walking. Turn off your cell phone, right? Disengage from the world so you can re-engage with the inner world. Find your way to the silence, because that's where the clarity comes from, and that's where the self-control over the emotional experience comes from, and that leaves you with a fertile pot of soil from which to grow new thoughts, right? So I get it. You're mad, you're scared, you're angry. Valid, right? I'm sure that whatever you're worrying about or pissed about is valid. Now what? Let's get powerful. Inner power is the answer, and you can do it right now. Choose. Have the self-discipline to clear your head, calm down. It isn't easy, and hey, I'm a real person too. I get frazzled. I get my own emotions sort of bubbling up to the point where I need to walk away from my thoughts. Me too. Everybody, anybody that's teaching it is dealing with these same things too. But it's a reminder. That's why I'm making this video. It's a reminder for myself, for everybody that happens to be watching this. You have the ability to take back your power, and to take back the power of the government from a place of, for instance, of a place of helplessness isn't going to work. You're not going to be able to get anywhere. You're just going to be screaming at the darkness. But if you start by getting control of your own emotions, and not let the news make you scared, not let the news make you angry, not let the movies make you scared and angry and caught up in the emotions that the movie was trying to make you feel. You have control, don't you? So let's all exercise it. Because if we don't, we're going to be stuck with what we have. And what we have has not been working. So let's calm down, all of us. Let's breathe. Let's create intention for clarity. Intention for awareness of self. Intention for control over emotions, so that we can lead in the direction deliberately with our intention towards where we want to go. Right? Where do we want to go as an individual, as a community, right? As the people that live near you, your block. What about your town? What about your city? What about your state? What about your country? That's bigger. We'll get there, but start with you. Start with this breath right now, and I'm going to do it with you right now. Let's do it. Ready? I want more love in the world, and I believe that kind of breathing is going to get us there. Let's do it, shall we?